So I'm here with Nami on the other side of the globe, and I'm here with Anita from the beginning of my life. So I'm very happy to that you are joining me for a little bit to share about the birthing of the book. Oh, it's just a few days that I have it here now, the first. So it's very exciting. So if you could introduce yourself possibly, and how we know each other, and possibly something about your first now relation, reflection on having looked just a little bit about this creation of mine. Who wants to start?
I can start as I was the first one you met.
Yes, yes, for sure. Yes.
I met Matilda when she was about 2 years old. We moved into the same area, and she waited for to start at the daycare center, but it wasn't built yet, and her mom and dad wanted to do work, and I am a teacher, so I had free time, so she could stay with me, and she has been a person I've seen growing up, and I'm so pleased to have the relationship, and that we can see each other from time to time. And I we have discussed a bit more personally when we have been traveling around. For example, last year we were in France and had wonderful days together. So when you offered me to discuss your book, uh, I hesitated, but I thought that it can be a thrilling experience,
Yeah.
and I was happy until I saw the chapter. I didn't want. I wanted a more thrilling chapter, but let's see what this discussion how it will end.
Yes.
Maybe I will be pleased.
Yes. And I just adore, Anita, that you are accepting to share about sexuality and life energy. And I just love all ages and, all frames of the, life. So I just adore that you're here, and I look forward to sharing together some more. So thank you for being here. Nami, please.
Hey,
Mhm.
so I'm Nami. um, I'm from Israel, and I met Matilda. It will be 2 years now on November. I think, yeah, 2 years. Huh? I met her on ISTA Level 2, International School of Temple Arts. A very intense event. It was in Ibiza. And I remember that she was one of the first people that I met there. Like I went into the venue and we were sitting next to the pool, and I think it was in the first really few moments of arrival, and I remember we started to talk very fast, and it was beautiful and intimate and inspiring. um, First of all, to meet a woman, a human that can be so strong and intelligent, but at the same time so soft and vulnerable, that it's possible. And it's funny, we talked exactly about, very fast, we talked about exactly the subject of the book. And I remember that, or maybe it's just a story in my head and it didn't really happen, but in my head, I remember myself saying, you should write a book about it. Like, and I remember you told me you are in that. So yeah, it was very, very inspiring. Still is.
Mm.
It's still something I tell to people. I tell to people about Matilda. And now when the book is out, I,
Yeah.
and I can relate to what Anita said. I wasn't disappointed to receive. I was kind of like, it was very interesting because it was like, I felt it's probably one of the most, like this chapter. No, I'm going to start before. there is inspiration and a bit of jealousy in this whole um, journey that you are doing, like a healthy jealousy, and like you hold a future picture for me, kind of
Mm.
like you model a future picture that I can choose to step into. And this chapter was kind of like, okay, she's also very human.
Mm.
She also have heat waves.
Absolutely.
So there was something kind of comforting about it somehow.
Yeah. How great. How beautiful. And that's how it has been, Nami. That is that people have said, why don't you share? You should
Mhm.
write about it, this daily coming together. And I have not understood how can I do that. So this is now the 33 short chapters that I've kind of, yeah, found some points to write about and mix my bodily sensation while writing. That has been like the fun, you know, yeah, becoming a way of like giving it away in some, yeah. So we will share some more about some things that the chapter might have evoked anyway, even though it wasn't the chapter of the choice.
Uh, but I told my boyfriend what it was about, and so I think that it was that I had to tell him what we planned to do today, uh, and he was so curious, and who is that woman? And he thought it was thrilling
Mhm.
to hear about a woman who had daily sex.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. Well, let's talk some more about it. Thank you very much for this introduction, and we're going to share some more in a little bit. So Nami and Anita, we're going to share some more, even though it was not the favorite chapter as we talked about. But yeah, it's very supporting to me to have your reflections on the writing and yeah, and of course there's much more to read now than only this chapter. But what reflections could we share, or what questions that does it evoke, or yeah, where should we start? Hmm.
Um, I'm really interested in talking about the emotions that are alive in you in these times that you feel this menopause. What are the emotions, the strong emotions, the narratives that your mind is going, the projections that you have in your head, the emotions that are alive in you in these
Mm,
moments of heat waves? Like, what is, besides the physiological aspect or the physical aspect,
mm.
what is happening in your emotions?
Yeah, I want to say also for people listening, this chapter number 24 is called Play, Humor, and Menopause. So about the menopause, about having heat waves, and I have not known that it would come. Like when you have children and you live life, and I have not thought about, oh, this will come later. I don't know if people do that, but I had not at all. Where I've not been thinking like that, and then all of a sudden these like it's like having fever. It's like being sick for a short while and it goes away. So it really becomes irritating and stopping me, and in the way, and like this is how I would like describe it. So it's really a practice to, okay, here it starts again, to like surrender, to like drop the irritation. It becomes like a dropping the irritation practice, kind of.
I can remember the first time when I felt this heat coming over. It is crawling from the neck over the hair. You think that you're getting red in your face. People must see it. It's
Mm,
so terrible.
mm.
Then I tried to think it is just, I think it is some funny thing about a monkey says that I have to sit here and stay here until it's over.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I can remember
Mm,
where I was,
mm,
what I was doing the
mm,
first time, and
mm.
it was so overwhelming. I think that I must have heard about it, but not realized it by myself. No.
I guess also it kind of, you as just a being, like a sexual being or anything, however you would like to describe it, you like to be fresh and nice, and the, and it's just more sweat, it's like it's that's just how it is. It's more like body is doing things,
Mhm.
so it's more smell, it's more, wet, it's more
Mhm.
human, and it's like even more embracing, kind of, okay, this is how it is, so we'll have to kind of dance with this and be fine with, yeah. Mm.
The, I remember, I mean, at that time of my life, I often had presentations, big audience, standing there, talking to them, feeling, now it's coming again.
Mm.
And it is a bit hard to concentrate on
Mm.
the topic that you're talking about, and look calm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and I mean, if you are far away from the audience, it's okay with the smell. But I don't think that we smell, even if you feel so hot.
Well, I hope it's not so disturbing. I kind of have it as also, waking up more like sweaty. I'm just kind of, as I wrote in the chapters, I kind of mix it into that. We're mixing fluids anyway, so like try to not have it as serious as it can. It can become rather dramatic as a problem.
And then I, I'm sorry, but I have to tell you, it appears again. I mean, I'm 74,
Mm.
and a couple of weeks ago, I met Matilda's mother and 6 other people in my age, and we were discussing our nights. And then one of the ladies said, "Could you please tape this? Because my husband, he thinks that I'm the only one in the earth, on the earth, who makes it like this."
Mm. Yeah.
So it comes.
Yeah. Comes and goes, and well, it's funny because the whole thing. I don't want to be controlled. I want to be like feel calm and feel how I am and be able to manage myself and so on. So it's yeah, it takes me out of control,
Mm. But
which probably
but
is a good thing also.
and also you were talking about how it affects the sex. Uh, and now Matilda knows that I has a rather new boyfriend, and he is 77, and we are not
Whoop, whoop.
thrilled.
That's so cool. Yes.
And when we are, as we are sleeping naked, we are. Uh, I mean, he has to stand that I am so hot that I have to take away all the covers, and I have to stand. We are there, wet,
Yeah.
close to each other.
Yes. Yes. That's how it is.
And then,
Beautiful wet life.
yes, but then I also can think that it is fabulous
Mm.
to be loved
Mm.
and accepted
Mm.
as that fat, sweaty woman that I am.
But that's amazing. That's amazing. I think that's amazing.
but but when I reflect on younger times, that it was important to be fresh, fresh, fresh.
Yes.
Mm.
Hmm. That's how it
Oh,
was. Hmm. Nami.
okay. So let's take it. Let's let it unfold. So
Mm.
if menopause and sweating doesn't make you stop having sex, is
Mm.
there anything that will make you not to be in daily sex? Is there anything that will stop you from having sex on a specific day? Anything?
Yeah. The if I look into like the heat waves, they don't have an effect on the energy running in my body. That's still going on, even though there comes and goes heat. That's doesn't affect it. What would stop that we, for example, don't meet, you know, is that we fail in completing an irritation or are upset of each other. We don't when we don't manage to come together again, that then we don't go into sex, or if we're not in the same place, of course, also then
Yeah.
sex is not with each other. Yeah. Mm, mm,
So what you say actually, that if you're going to feel upset or far away from your partner,
mm.
you're not going to. I'm going to ask a question which is a bit
Sure.
kind of provocative, but just to,
Yeah,
yeah,
do it. Shoot.
you're not, you're going to, it's like, you're not going to do anything you can to have sex because this is your routine.
No, not at all.
No.
It's
Okay.
not about that at all. It's not about doing something to do something. It's more, um the aim is more to like allow the flow of sexuality to like to have that take us kind of once a day, to to kind of go with that. And when we're angry or irritated in each other, this is one thing that has happened when we started this game kind of meeting daily. That is that our conflicts got shorter because we're two individuals who wants to become friends again because we want to meet in sex. Yeah, so we are becoming masters of finding a way to kind of complete as soon as we can. Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. It's one thing that it gives us. Yeah. Mm. But it's not like to produce something. It's more that it's become something we both. It's like having pleasure on the agenda. It's like one. It's something that these bodies like to have happened, and to have space for it and allow for it, kind of. Yeah. And I had no idea it was possible to feel in my body what I feel now. This activity, I don't know how much we talked, Anita, also about it, but when we started this activity, all of a sudden the body opens up. So all these different kind of orgasms and different feelings in the body happened. And that's when I also started to look around. Is something wrong with me? I need to learn more about this. And that's, for example, when I found Ista, for example, Nami. To there, all of a sudden there was a whole group that where you can talk about things around sexual energy in different ways. Beautiful. So it's been a journey for the body, kind of, from this game that my life partner opened up.
Anita, it's okay to ask another question.
Sure.
Yes.
How old were your children when you started this
The
tradition?
Yes, it was 2008, and then the youngest is 3.
Wow.
Two,
Wow.
2005. The youngest is 2005. Yeah, so she's 3. Yeah,
Wow.
but
So they
also,
were young.
yeah, but also, I I would love not for people to listen as to do the same or better or worse or anything like that. It's more any pieces that it kind of you
Yeah,
know.
it's just inspiring.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
inspiring
yeah.
to, yeah, it's kind of like the mind will love the narrative of excuses. Why not to choose to expand?
Mm,
Like this, why not to overcome something? Why not to melt into
mm,
love?
mm.
And even I'm just connecting, I'm connecting the dots. I'm connecting the 3-year old child and the menopause and all of these things
Yeah.
that if I make a generalization, most people will allow these things to be a barrier. to
Yes.
be an excuse. And for you, it's very beautiful. It's very, very beautiful.
But
Yeah.
why
Yes.
should why should the kids be an excuse?
Because you are tired, because you are busy, because they are in the next room, because after you've been with the kids and you just put them to sleep at 9, the last thing you want to do is to have sex, because they wake up in the night,
Yeah. Ding, 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 ding. Yes.
because being a mother, for me, when my kids are young, is allowing the entity of motherhood to be stronger than the sexual entity most of the day. They
Mm.
are on me. It's like
Yeah.
I feel sexier when they go to sleep, or when I go to dance, or when I'm with my friends. There's something in the sexual entity that is less alive for me.
Yes. It's very interesting, and I think I see. Let's see what my reflection would be. Um, we started actually to to lock the door to the bedroom to have this privacy, because we have 4 children, so we have had a lot of children in our bed, which is fantastic. It's wonderful to have the children, coming in during the night. It's wonderful. But at this point we started to want our own time. Yeah, so we kind of created privacy, which kind of becomes very healthy for us, you know so it becomes more of like a couple time again, after like having infants and breastfeeding and everything. And it's just so good for both of us, so we have just continued. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm.
But what I think of with the menopause is that you lose your menstruation, and you don't have to use birth control
Mhm.
anymore.
Yes.
That made me more free and open to sex than before. Uh, you don't have to plan; it just happens.
That's a great point also, Nami. That's other angles, kind of.
I don't take birth control since I was 20, so
Oh, that doesn't.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
understand.
Mm.
But
Yes.
it is nice, yeah, you don't have the blood,
Mm.
which is also sad, but also it's kind of it gives more. I understand what you say, Anita. It's kind of gives more. You can do it whenever you want, kind of. There's.
Mm.
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 I want to hear about the attraction. Is the sexual rhythmus, is it still personal, kind of, it's still between you and your partner, like these two individuals that feel attracted to each other, or it becomes something more transpersonal, or more already kind of, in the portal of eros? I don't know how to say it.
Let's see. Well, how I would um, describe it is that our bodies are so, or if I just talk for me, my body is like in the, which I had not know some years ago. I didn't know it was possible, but the energy of sexual energy is like running in my body now during the whole day. So I'm like turned on the whole, circulating circulating the energy all the time. So it's very easy to awaken or go into merging with something else, if it's a something or somebody, or it's like very close. So it's just that when our bodies are close to each other, it's like already there in a way. So it's very easy to start to build build it or open it even wider, or yeah, like dive into it. Yeah, so we're two very dynamic polarities of masculine and feminine, and yeah, also. Mm, mm.
Mm.
And in both of us, I'm very masculine in a way. and maybe more feminine now than I've ever been with my long hair and everything.
Mm.
But yeah, but we're two very dynamic people, so it's not like a fluffy, pinkish kind of easy, the same mood all the time relationship. It's a very alive day, or life with children and everything going on. And, yeah. Mm.
Do you feel that it changed him? Like I no, I will start my question.
Mm.
I feel that these polarities, like the masculine part of my partner, is even though he has a very beautiful, mature masculine, there is something about his masculinity that is aggressive, not because how he acts.
Mm.
It's kind of this raw, and when he's mad or angry at me, it's like I
Mm.
close,
Mm.
and the first thing that is closed is my sexuality.
Yes.
I resent him
Yes.
so much. I'm never. So this is something I would love to melt,
Mm.
because it's
But
kind of
but I think it's very healthy. That's the same. If I feel not respected, if I feel anger, or I feel, then also you don't come close. So I think it's very healthy. So in a way, it has to transform into love, in coming together again, in like building the trust again, to be able to to come together. Otherwise, I would not let anyone close or inside, or that. I could totally relate to that. Absolutely. Yeah. So it's I think this is like one core thing that we have worked on, and that we have become masters in, really. That is to become friends again. To come from having an upset, which is happening all the time. To like let go of and become friends again. Yeah. Mm. Sometimes as a parent, you can be, oh, are we too angry, and the children will see angry people and be broken citizens, or it's a very alive house, you know but I wish and hope that getting that different opinions and different like upsetting each other, and coming together is possible. you know
Mhm.
mm.
And I can say that I have a dog who doesn't like when we argue. No,
Yeah.
so she can feel
Mm.
that something is wrong,
Mm.
and that is good, because then we can start laughing
Yes.
and realize how stupid we are.
Mm. Yeah.
But I think of old people. There was an article in a Swedish magazine talking about skinning.
Mhm.
I don't know if you can have a better word, Matilda. Huda.
For what does that mean? What is it for?
Hud is skin.
Yes.
Uh, Huda is making a verb out of uh, coming skin to skin.
Yeah. Yeah, skin to skin. Mhm. Yeah.
To so it is a word that doesn't exist in Swedish,
Mhm.
but to make occasions where you so what we practice is being naked, skin to skin,
Mm.
and that opens up. I mean, you can't be angry when you feel a nice body, soft warm body.
That's
and
so
and
fantastic.
what happens when you meet that soft warm body?
You melt.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I feel loved
Mm.
because someone is touching my body.
Mm.
Loved to be touched.
Mm.
Mm?
That's so beautiful. And how can we kind of get more understanding in how valuable touch is, how valuable skin to skin is. I just adore that, and how that is, instead of having heads, always, you know, talking about everything, but having actual intimacy.
So I think of you, I mean, with your kids when you go to bed. I mean, to make a decision. Uh, if you're not too cold and you are in Thailand, do you have to wear clothes on?
Yeah, my that's yeah. With my kids, I'm naked, skin to skin a lot. It's
Mm.
yeah, it's
But with your partner.
no, not a lot. Like only if it's starting from sexual energy, but just to be there, skin to skin, no. Like and let it unfold. No, usually we are naked in the bed together. But if we start to touch each other, yeah, every time we make love, we're skin to skin. But usually, I feel um I feel that the entity, the sexual entity in me, doesn't really know how to surrender into daily life, in monogamous daily life.
Mm,
That's my biggest challenge. I'm kind of like my partner is a very gorgeous man, and we have great partnership, and I have a lot of time for myself, and I'm a happy human being.
mm,
And I see that there is a split,
mm,
like the part of me which is sexual
mm,
is turned on by the mystery. It's turned on by danger, by drama, by unsafety, by somebody that is far away. And this is my challenge. This is why this whole topic
mm.
is so interesting to me.
Yeah.
How to people that really love each other and everything is safe there.
Mm,
Yeah, of course there are unsafe moments, but I mean there's safety and there's sweetness
mm,
and vulnerability, and then another year goes by and another year and another year.
mm,
I don't know how to,
mm,
when I make love it happens, but to turn on the switch
mm,
of the entity that
mm,
is sexual right now with the man that I'm sleeping in the same bed in the last 11 years is not easy for me at all.
mm. How
But no,
beautiful.
Mm.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
a fantastic description. It's really beautiful. One piece that I have into that is that it for me it's all about presence. Yeah. So when I am present, myself, then it's both sexual for me to touch, yeah, and to be touched. Yeah. And when I'm present, what is happening right now has never happened before. In the moment, I've never met this body before. This moment has never happened before. If I'm in my mind, oh, this is the body I know, this is boring, that's a whole other thing. But the sensation in my body is like so much. So I'm like surrendering to what is happening in the moment. And that's like it's like a surrendering game to me. It's like, whoa, here goes the sexual energy, and I kind of allow it to take me. It's more that's my experience.
yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
To be able to surrender is the biggest gift in life, huh? I feel that my mind is there between my body and surrendering.
Mm.
I know how to surrender, but in specific, like to surrender to in every moment, like you said, it's
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah, and I think maybe in a way that's also why the cover is a everyday, just not beautifully made up or anything. It's like raw everyday, because for me sexuality is every day. It's like everyday life. It's there all the time, and in my world it's supposed to be there all the time. It's not to be shut down. And it does, to me, we're probably very kind of, I don't know, but you know black leather, something special, you need something to heat it up. We're not doing anything of that.
yeah, yeah.
yeah, at all. It's all about, oh, here is the energy again. It's like it's like inviting the energy.
Sounds
That's what.
amazing.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes. Mm. Mm.
Inviting the energy. I like this description.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
I notice when I look around outside is, of course, that most people kind of don't talk about below the waist, and not even, you don't feel about below the waist either the whole day. But then possibly, in the bedroom, for a little bit, at some time. I'm just a little bit, yeah, making a joke of it, but the whole, like, to having the sexual energy be part of, even though I'm cooking in, or doing laundry, or working on my computer, or walking around in a store, or shopping with one of the children, or it's like my body being active, flowing, you know and it's not to be turned off. It can be this way. And that's like the aim of the book, is like, I have to tell about this is awesome. you know mm, mm.
And what was before?
Before was, for example, a great complaint: I don't get touch enough. You don't touch me enough. That was a great complaint, for example. Yeah. So, and it was also more of I write in one of the chapters, also, like, it becomes a power game. Oh, you want now? No, I don't want now. I control you, but because I'm saying no right now. So it's all these games. And to me, I just want to take all that out, away. I don't play those games. I want the rawness, I want the presence. you know no games, just the feelings, just the incredible, meeting, and like agreeing on meeting. It's also, I don't, two people who are already turned on in a way, not completely, but in a way. I take care of myself, he take care of himself, and then we meet.
but I can also realize from my earlier relationship that was a long relationship that in the end I was disappointed because I wanted more,
Mm.
and so then it was, oh, I couldn't have sex on my uh, how I wanted.
Mm.
So to me, with this new person, I think it's so fabulous that in our age, not perfect bodies, uh, can be so warm and open, and often we say to each other, do you what should our friends think about our life? And then we also say that we are lucky,
Mm.
and we think that we are more lucky than maybe most people in our ages.
Mm. Mm. I think that's fantastic and awesome. And also, you know do we share enough, like you say, Anita? Like, what rhythm would I like, what would you like? Are we fine? It's like we are one unit together, and how are we working? How is it,
Mhm. But
Uh,
in another way, I mean, it's nice to talk to you about it like this, because we are friends, and we are private and close to each other.
mm,
Uh, but I don't talk with my friends in my age,
mm,
and I think that the reason is that I might stick out. I'm
mhm,
not sure,
mm.
as a privileged person, and I don't want to show that.
And also, we're not kind of used to sharing about these parts, but how wonderful to share, how wonderful to hear what works, how wonderful to be able to get inspiration, from from other angles. And one piece that I like to connect to, Anita, when you said the possibility of I have my rhythm and then the other person has another rhythm. uh, what's also fascinating is that having pleasure be present and having like sexual energy and arousal and dwell in that, we don't need another person for that. And we don't kind of talk and have allowed maybe so much sharing about that, but but how amazing, isn't it, that the sensuality, sexuality is right here with oneself.
Mm.
And I can be responsible for me being turned on, in my body, and then I can meet someone else who is responsible for them holding themselves. Nami,
Mm.
what is your reflection now?
I don't know. It's a mystery to me.
Mm,
It's I'm a coach and a therapist, and it's like sometimes I sit next to people and they are depressed, or they are very, very stressed, or they are having a lot of anxiety, and I'm not a stressed person, not on that level, of course, not on pathology level, and I'm not in depressed, so it's kind of like I'm empathic, and I hear and I give my reflections and I ask the question and I hold space, but it's kind of like it's a different mental structure that so the same like when you and Anita talk.
mm,
I don't know, I would love also to hear Anita how it was in her long-term relationship.
mm,
It's kind of like I feel that the mental part of me is really standing between me and what you are just sharing, but
mm,
I really feel it. It's kind of like I don't know if it's already a choice that I make, that my mind because even when I pleasure myself, there is something very masculine about it. It's like okay, I have my orgasm and that's okay.
mm,
Like I'm not doing this ritual,
mm,
although I love rituals, but usually they're not going to be around self pleasure.
mm,
And I enjoy self pleasure and I have great orgasms, by the way. And when I make love, I really enjoy it.
mm,
But the surrendering part, this is then the sensuality, and
mm,
then the ecstasy, then the softness, then the all of that is, it's unfolding.
mm.
But the surrendering, this is my missing piece.
But that's fantastic, because when you see it, you can bring it in, and it becomes like a game, or it becomes something to practice, and that's kind of the wish, possibly, for because the book is like, the whole point with the book is just to share. It's like a painting, I'll just give this away and see what happens. So the possibility that I kind of stand for today is that practice opens the body.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
true.
And I had no idea,
It's
like,
true.
activity in different ways makes miracles with the well-being, in the
It's
sensation
true.
of walking around. It's awesome.
It's true. I really relate with that. I think this is the miss because I'm a body worker and I'm a mover and I'm a dancer and a choreographer and a yoga teacher, and I know I wouldn't be doing all of these things if I wouldn't do them daily.
Mm,
And it's kind of like this, like when I came back after our Easter level 2, I was really in the mode of I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna
mm,
go back and I'm gonna have daily sex.
mm.
Yeah, and it lasted for a month.
Yeah, but that's fantastic. And it's time you can pick it up again, and there's not one rhythm you need to have. Also, it's just
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
an invitation for
Of course, of course.
and
Yeah,
and
yeah,
a society where people are more in their pleasure. How will that look?
yeah. I,
Woo.
I love I love the invitation for a rhythm.
Mm,
Yeah, like each couple have their own
mm,
anyhow rituals and ceremonies and so the invitation to find the rhythm is a very beautiful
mm,
key.
mm. Great. We are going to start to wrap up. So, so before we could probably speak for well for longer time, but any last words or reflections of yeah, how would you like to finish before we complete now? Mm.
Uh,
Mm.
I must say to you that you are a sexy person,
Woo, woo,
both of you. Yeah, huh?
woo. Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah, we drink that in,
Yes,
Nami.
I
yes.
do.
I mean the way the I mean I'm so fascinating. The way you have moved around during this talk,
Mm.
huh? I mean it's very sexual.
Woo. Mm.
Can you feel yourself, Nami?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel. I really like you. Yeah, I feel it's funny. I feel I'm a very sexy sexual person, but I'm not embodying that fully. You know, like you say this, and I recognize it, and I really honor your good eyes, and I know that it's true, but I don't really own it in a deep level.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I don't really all the way into my deepest parts. It stays kind of on a skin level a bit, on a mental level. I will take what you just said and allow it to what you said also to Matilda about the way she moves.
Yes.
Yeah, and for me, the movement I'm doing, it is to move the energy in my body. I feel
Yeah.
it's there, and I enjoy moving with the energy which is in my body. It's just why should I sit still when I can enjoy?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Any last words, Nami, to complete now?
I want to be you when I'm 50, and I want to be Anita when I'm 74.
Good.
And I'm
And,
happy. First of all, I'm really happy to be with two women that are much more intelligent and embodied than me.
Mm,
It's an inspiration for our world.
mm,
Really, I think this book is very important because it's not just another tantric book of how to do Shiva Shakti or how to breathe or blah blah. It's like you said, it's a painting. It's to present something that you can choose to touch base with, and I'm very happy that I have like a tiny, 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 tiny part of this energy, and I hope it's gonna.
mm,
I'm very inspired by it. I'm very inspired by it. I was in the first moment I met you, and I am now.
mm,
And I feel there is a reason, like the whole podcasting that I sent you, this was the reason, like this. I really want to allow this energy at this talk, and also the energy of Anita,
mm.
which is so alive and sharp and open to penetrate me.
Woo!
thank you.
Beautiful.
And I love Matilda's the front page of the book,
Mm,
and the reason why you have chosen it.
mm,
I mean, either you are very famous,
mm.
and but so
Which is not.
yes, it's perfect. Yes,
Yes, and
Yeah.
it comes from the rawness of the whole thing. Nothing, not no mask, but just plain, everyday author.
Hmm?
Yeah.
An old lady.
Yes, an old lady. I'm trying to accept that I'm an old lady. Yeah.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
not an old lady, but I love the description of the old lady. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, my dears, for
Thank you
sharing.
so much.
So
Thank
valuable.
you.
Yeah, it's very precious. It's very precious. Thank you very much.